Hello my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing the overview, application, and wear test on my oily combination skin for the newly launched Sweetener foundation from R.E.M Beauty. I purchased this foundation myself, and my packaging delivery was a little bit delayed due to the weather conditions here in Florida last week. However, it's here and we are ready to get on it. Before we get started, I would love to welcome new visitors and viewers to my channel. Hi, my name is Eve. I love all things beauty. Here on my channel, I share about makeup, skincare, hair care, and at times lifestyle things like travel, fashion, and lifestyle vlogs. I upload new videos every week, and if that sounds interesting to you, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, and without further ado, let's dive in. So this foundation retails for $35 and you get 1 fluid ounce of product, which is pretty standard, and it is available in 60 shades. Now let's take a look at this component. It's very sleek and very beautiful. I think it's a very aesthetically pleasing. It is fully plastic. When you open, there is a pump, and from what I understand, the pump does not come off. I purchased mine from Ulta Beauty website, and I use the shade matching tool to match me to this shade, and I picked Fair 8. And at first, I think it looks promising, but we will get to see that. I am a combination oily skin. I do have more visible pores on my T-zone, and the perimeter of my face is more normal. So let's see what we know about this foundation. This is fueled with raspberry leaf extract and hyaluronic acid spheres, infused with niacinamide, known to brighten or correct dullness and reduce the look of pores. Natural matte finish. It is waterproof, consciously made, cruelty-free, and vegan. So currently, it is about 10:30 in the morning, and I just have a skincare on my face. For the testing reasons of today's video, I want to prime one side of my face with a mattifying and smoothing primer, and then the other side we will leave just as is on my bare skin. So for my primer today, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite mattifying primer from Ulta Beauty. I'm also going to do side of my forehead here. Forehead is usually my oiliest. A little bit here on my nose. Maybe I'll do the entire nose. So let's go ahead and test this one out. So I ended up doing 2 pumps. I don't know how far this foundation will go. We'll get to see that. But as you can see, it's just stays there. So the consistency is not running at all. When I purchased the foundation, I also received a free sponge with the purchase, which on its own, I believe it retails for $17. But the shape is really interesting. Has all these facets. So let's go ahead and first apply it with a brush a little bit and see the shade. So just on initial swatch with my brush, look how much coverage there is. So I think that's going to be way too much product. And I'm going to go very light-handed here. I think the shade is going to match me. Let's see. There is no sun to it either, so I really like that. So the shade actually matches my palest complexion really well. As you can see, there's absolutely no difference with my neck, and I'm at my palest right now. This was the tiniest amount of product, and I definitely see very nice light coverage, very thin. However, I applied it with this Real Techniques brush. This is a complexion blender brush 101, and I do not see any streakiness. It's pretty even application. However, it's very see-through. So now I would like to go with a sponge on this side, pick up a little bit more product, and see how well it builds up. This sponge feels really nice and bouncy, and I think I'm really liking the shape and the size of it. There's definitely an extra coverage, and I think I like the sponge application so much better. This foundation shade is my spot-on match. I'm very impressed by the ability of the shade matching tool on Ulta website. So this was very successful. So up close, everything looks really good. I hope you guys can see this a little bit better what my skin texture looks like. I will also take you outside right after that and show you what it looks like, what the complexion looks like in natural light. So far, I do not see one single thing that I do not like. It looks very skin-like. As far as the finish of it, it's supposed to be natural matte, and I think that's exactly what it is. And it feels not sticky. It's definitely not completely set. It feels like I probably want to dust it with something that's like slight finishing powder. I don't feel like I need to really go ham on setting this. So it's very interesting. So far, so good. I'm going to go ahead, finish off with my makeup, and I'm going to show you what this complexion looks like in a natural light. Hey guys, we're outside and I wanted you to see the complexion in the natural light. And I brought my mirror with me because I want to see it also with you. I think it looks nice and smooth. I will link all the products in the description box for you, the ones that I use to set it. I just use a very light setting powder on top of it just to make sure it's not really sticky, and it wasn't really sticky to begin with, but I just wanted to dust it with something. I also do not notice much difference between primed side and non-primed side where my more visible pores are. I feel like they are somewhat the same, so it makes me think that this provided a little bit of a smoothing effect here on the pore area. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in a few hours for a first check-in. Okay, so this is the first check-in, and right now it's 3 o'clock, just past 3, and I've been running errands. I've been all around town in the past few hours. So it's 92 degrees today, hot and humid as per usual. So let's evaluate the situation. Let me just grab my up-close mirror. To be honest with you, I have not looked in the mirror since I pretty much did the entire face because I left my house shortly. This is the first time I'm looking in the mirror after I applied it. So let's do it together. Let's see what's going on. I'm definitely a little bit more shiny everywhere, especially on my T-zone. As you can see, just catches on the light. To me personally, this is not bad. This is normal shininess with most of my complexions. I did apply my mattifying primer today on this side, and honestly, I think it's a little bit, just tiny bit less oily than this side, but there's really not a lot of difference. As far as my texture, I think my texture is a little bit more visible right now. I will definitely need to be retouched. Light settling here on my smile lines, but that's normal. A lot of products do that. And let me just remind you really quickly that I did not use the strongest setting powder. I used the Dior Powder No Powder, and that's a very light finishing powder to me that practically doesn't do anything. Initially, it didn't feel like I needed to do stronger powder, but now I feel like I should have done that regardless. But now that I'm going to retouch it, I'm definitely going to retouch this situation because I'm definitely a little bit too oily for my liking. I'm going to retouch it, but I'm going to see if I can use a better powder now and see how that's going to first retouch and how it's going to wear for the rest of the day. I'm going to blot my face first. Yeah, there's a good amount of oil that came through. It blotted pretty well. Like, I don't notice any color shifting or anything like that. Around my nose here, definitely some of the coverage faded. From this area down, it looks like I've had this foundation sitting on my face for longer than what I've had it, actually. It looks like I've had it for like at least 6-7 hours. Let me go ahead and retouch it with a powder. I'm gonna use my Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. This is a really good powder. It's really mattifying. It really didn't fix the complexion, okay? It just kind of set everything with a matte surface. But here around my nose, I definitely now noticed that the color coverage faded. I do have mixed feelings about this right now, the way it's looking. And so right now it's just past 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna be wearing this complexion until the end of the day, and I will come back at the end of the day to give you my final thoughts. Hello back. I am here with the last check-in. So right now it's 7:45 on the clock. I started applying my makeup at around 10:30 in the morning, and now it puts us in about 9.5 hours if I'm doing my math correctly. I had a really busy day today. I ran errands back and forth in and out of the house several times, and it's 92 degrees today in Florida, and it was hot and humid, so that definitely somehow affected my skin or had to affect my complexion overall. So all that comes into consideration. I also just took my dogs for a 40-minute walk, and let's see what my complexion looks like right now. The first thing that I'm noticing is that I'm not really oily. I'm not really oily. I do have a little bit of shine coming through here, primarily on my forehead, because my forehead is the oiliest. But for most part, I'm not really that oily. I definitely see my texture overall kind of coming through everywhere, really settled into my pores a little bit more. This whole entire complexion just looks like it's been sitting on my face for a very long time. I don't really see a lot of creasing like in my nose and on the sides of my mouth after I obviously retouched it. The worst area is here on my chin. It looked bad already. It didn't look good at the retouching point. It just looks crusty. So here are my first impression thoughts on this first day wear test. I think that priming the face for me is essential because even though it does say it's like natural matte formula, even though initially you do not get like a ton of glow and it looks like semi-matte, this formula is still somewhat hydrating for me, for my oily skin. So overall, generally, I don't see terrible things. I don't think I'm too oily, or I don't think the texture is too horrible. I just think that my primer and the setting powder, that has to be solid. I think if I use a better setting powder today and not finishing powder, then I would probably have a better outcome. But this is something that I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm still obviously gonna be testing this foundation with different primers and setting powders, etc. And I will definitely keep you updated in my monthly roundup videos, which will be coming out probably in a week or two. But generally, I feel like this foundation has potential. I will wrap up my video here. I hope this video was helpful for you with your purchasing decisions. Leave your questions, comments, and extra thoughts in the comment section below this video. I would love to chat with you there. If you enjoyed this video, give this a big thumb up. It does help my channel out if you're not yet a subscriber. I invite you to subscribe to my channel before you leave today. And thanks so much for watching, hanging out with me today. And I'll I will see you in my next videos.